So, Dog Pound Daily posted this article today and said, will this be the final season for Amari Cooper in Cleveland? And to be honest, with all the rumors that possibly the Browns could be landing Deandre Hopkins, I honestly think I kind of agree with it. Now, don't get me wrong, Amari Cooper is a great wide receiver, and he is still the best receiver the Browns have. They actually just got Elijah Moore, though, and he looks like he could be really good. Plus, of course, they have Peoples Jones, who's now on his rookie contract, on his final year of his contract, and they also drafted a new wide receiver in the third round, Cedric Tillman. So even though, yes, Amari Cooper is really freaking good, and last season absolutely showed off for the Cleveland Browns as he went out there and put up 1,150 yards, if they land DeAndre Hopkins, well, it might be all she wrote. Main reason why is because of money. Now, good thing about Amari Cooper is after he was traded from the Cowboys to the Browns, he took a contract reconstruction. So it's not like he was making as much money as he did back in Cleveland. Back in Dallas. What he did was he took a lot of his money, put it into a signing bonus, and they added 2 voidable years to the end of his contract. This way, they could take away some of that, salary cap hit from the year they got him, and then put that toward the future so that they could go out and sign more players right now. We have a problem, Cleveland, and it's negative $61 million. Now, a lot of reasons why this is the case is because of the fact of the Deshaun Watson deal. Especially because this year what they did with Deshaun Watson was they took all the money he would be making this year, put into a signing bonus, added 2 years to the end of his contract, and next year they're going to be paying the price of paying Deshaun Watson around $75 million for the next 2 years. So that's why we have negative $61 million. So if they do sign Amari Cooper, how they're probably going to do it is exactly how they did Odell Beckham, right? They're going to go ahead, or the Ravens did Odell Beckham, if they signed DeAndre Hopkins, not Amari Cooper side. They signed DeAndre Hopkins, they're going to do exactly the same way that the Ravens did it. $3 million against the cap this year, perfectly lines up for the cap here. And then what they're going to do is give him a signing bonus with incentives up to $18 million and put it as voidable years 5 years down the line. And what they're probably going to do is try to skip next year with a negative $61 million. Here's the reason why they might get rid of Amari Cooper. Because if they do get DeAndre Hopkins, first off, he's going to replace Amari Cooper right away, right? 1A, 1B. Is it nice to have both receivers on the same team? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we don't live in a fairy tale world. You're going to have to make some cuts. You're going to have to make some, decisions that you might not want to make. It's just how life goes. If they do get rid of Amari Cooper right now, let's just look at this in realistic terms. They could cut him right now and save $17 million. So if they cut him right now, they get $33 million this year, negative $48 next year. We're getting closer to zero. Now, if they were to trade him, it's the same exact thing. They could trade or cut him. It's the same exact concept. They're saving $17 million. Now, could they ask him to take a pay cut? Yes. Could they restructure his contract so he's making less money? Absolutely. But they could also trade him right now after coming off 1,100-yard season and actually get some pieces for the rest of their team. If we're being honest, Cleveland this year is going all in to win a Super Bowl. They got their franchise quarterback, Deshaun Watson. They're ready to go there. Nick Chubb is still the best running back in the league. Yes, they lost another running back in Kareem Hunt. It is what it is. But if they go out there and they get DeAndre Hopkins, this is a statement that they want to win and they want to win now. So that also makes the question is, are they... Yes, it's going to look bad for the future, and it's going to be bad for the future. And realistically speaking, just to, kind of play devil's advocate here, they could cut him June 1st of next year and still save $17 million. Which, again, would still help them out next year. Wouldn't help them out this year, but it would help them out next year. So, to answer the question, I'm kind of on the fence. because you know next year you're going to be in the dog pound. Ironically enough, right? You know you're going to have to get rid of a lot of players. You're not going to be able to afford all the guys you have because your cap's not going to allow it. So if this is a year, kind of like what the Rams did, where they went all in to win a Super Bowl and they said, you know what? We understand the next 6 or 7 years, we're going to be in crap hole, but we're going to go win a Super Bowl this year. Cleveland could do it. And if they want to go ahead and do that, Amari Cooper could be a big piece of that puzzle. Because if you look at this roster right now, right, you have Amari Cooper here, then you go ahead and let's say, for example, you do add in Deandre Hopkins. He replaces Peoples-Jones here. You have Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, and Elijah Moore. And then you go to the next list, Peoples-Jones. You just picked up Marquise Goodwin, right? You just got Cedric Tillman, who looks like he's going to be a stud. That receiving core is deadly. That receiving core is next level. Now, to the other point, let's say you do trade Amari Cooper, right? Okay. DeAndre Hopkins, Peoples-Jones, Elijah Moore, same exact roster. Let's say Cedric Tillman takes a step up and become a star this year on his rookie a year. It's possible. You trade Amari Cooper, who are you getting? My point, and what I would think is, right now, the guy who is up for grabs is Austin Eckler. Problem is, he's going to want a contract. He's not going to go over to Cleveland for nothing. He wants to get a new contract, and then he's okay with being traded as long as he gets a new contract. They kind of can't give him a new contract with the cap. It's just not going to work. They're negative $41 million next year, right? So they need a guy who is either maybe on his last year of his contract or second to last year, so you can kind of get a little bit of a discount, you know what I'm saying? But they can also, get someone that can win now. Because that's what they need right now, is someone to win now. And I was thinking about some options out there, and I'll be honest with you, I'm almost at a point where you might just want to go ahead and get some really good draft picks for him. And again, like I said, DeAndre is going to cover up Amari Cooper's production level. And with that idea, yes, you're talking about Cedric Tillman, really becoming a superstar and taking off. And I think he can. Elijah Moore claims he's going to become a superstar. And if you know this channel, I love Peoples-Jones. I think Peoples-Jones is highly underrated. Highly underrated. But, again, like I said, you get some good draft picks for him. You can start rebuilding some of these players you're going to lose next year. Because let's say you do lose Amari Cooper, right? Let's say you trade him, right? He's going, all right. So let's say actually real fast, let's do it like this. You trade him this year, right? You got $33 million. Next year you got negative 48. Okay, it is what it is. We're not going to cut anybody this year because you're going to go for a Super Bowl run this year, and you're not going to lose anybody else. Next year you're going to have to start, cutting some players, right? I don't want to touch this offensive line. I really don't, because I feel like this offensive line is set up perfectly fine, and I don't want to mess with it. And there's also not much you can do with this offensive line. So I'm trying to see where we can kind of get some money here. Obviously, you just gave Zarius Smith a contract, so you're not going to be able to cut him without taking some kind of penalty. And again, we're not trying to do that. We're trying to save money here, not lose it. Let me go down this here. So, untouchable. Wyatt Taylor's untouchable. Nick Chubb's untouchable. Ugh. How are you going to save money here? I mean, obviously you're going to lose you're going to lose probably a lot of these guys. Grant Delpit, I feel like you're going to find a way to bring him back. I don't know how, but you're going to find a way. There's no way you're going to lose him. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm no salary cap expert, but Cleveland, you're literally going to be in the dog pound here. You're going to have to either cut a big player or restructure. My guess is there's going to be a lot of restructuring. Myles Garrett, I'm going to guess let's restructure his contract. Let's restructure his contract. I'm not going in detail here to put exactly what I would do, but we'll save $12 million on his restructure. Deshaun Watson, you kind of can't restructure his contract. It's fully guaranteed. There's nothing you can really do there. Even it says I could save $33 million if I restructure, but you can't. It's fully guaranteed contract. Maybe Wyatt Teller. All right, we restructure his contract a tad bit, take him down a tad bit on this, and again, you're just gonna have to like do this bit by bit, like going through every single player in your team. Say, hey, listen, we need to restructure your contract, Especially some of these older guys, you should be able to at least get something restructured or worked out. Usually older offensive linemen, not as much, because offensive linemen, I always like to say they age like fine wine. You know, when they get older, they're actually better. They get more developed and stuff. All right, let's see. I was gonna say you're not gonna restructure his contract. We got down to negative 18 million. You're gonna have to really restructure everybody. Which again, like I said before, I don't know how realistic that's going to be. It's going to be an interesting set of events. I'm going to be honest with you, Cleveland. If you restructure everyone, then you can get positive 2 million. But, I mean, that's after restructuring, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players and getting rid of Amari Cooper. But you get rid of Amari Cooper, you get some good draft picks, you really start bolstering this team up again. Or you just say, you know what? We don't care. We want to go win a Super Bowl. We're going to go all in this year. We're going to sign DeAndre Hopkins, do what the Ravens did with Odell Beckham, and then we're going to go out there and win a Super Bowl. And you know what? If that's the case, follow the Rams strategy. I'm all for it, Cleveland. You do whatever's best for your club. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.